Yeah, she's very vibrant. So as she takes us through this training, please try to be active, engage as much as possible so that you can make the most of this training and make the most of your time. Yes, Rita, please take over.
Thank you very much, Patience, for that wonderful introduction of myself. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Rita Chihembo, and I work with Uganda Girl Guides Association as former program manager of the recruitment and retention program that directly deals with social entrepreneurship. So I've taken time to look through your expectations today, and I really hope I will be able to meet them. But my biggest expectation is that I learn a lot more from you than you will learn from me, because I believe most of you are business owners, are involved one way or the other in ensuring that we get money. So I'll go straight to the presentation or to the training. However, this training is usually done physically. This is the first time I've ever run it online. So I hope I can be able to fit the physical aspects into the online aspects. This is also a new learning for me, and I'm glad that the YES team gave me the opportunity to have a dry run for many more trainings to come that are going to be online now that this is the new way of working. You're most welcome to this afternoon training, and I hope to use not a lot of your time, but we'll work as productively as possible. So this afternoon, we are going to go through, if I could share my screen. Just give me a second. So this afternoon, I will be taking you through the social entrepreneurship training. And today I'm going to try as much as possible to keep throwing you in breakout rooms. That is where most of our work is going to be done. Because I know most of you are maybe shy to speak on camera or something, because when the facilitator before me asked what I quite a number of people online. So, hello, are you able to hear me?
Yes, Rita, we can hear you.
Okay, just put this one.
One last request.
Yes, please.
Yes, as Rita gets to introduce what she's going to talk about, I request that we register our names in the chat. Just write your name and maybe where you're listening in from. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Patience. So I'm going to ask at random before I can put you in groups. When you hear the word social entrepreneurship, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? When you hear the word social entrepreneurship, what is that one thing that comes to your mind? When you hear the word social entrepreneurship, what is that one thing that comes to your mind? I will begin with Abalo Jacqueline. What do you think social entrepreneurship is? Unfortunately, we can't hear you, but you're speaking. Maybe, Doctor, if you tell us in your own understanding, what is your understanding of social entrepreneurship?
Someone in the chat says personal investments.
Okay. Personal investments. I see a hand up from Patricia. Thank you, Sharon. Someone says personal investments. Patricia, your hand is up. We can't quite hear you.
Can you hear now?
Yes, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I think it's a group of people coming together to solve a particular problem, but making money out of it, creating an enterprise. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So she has mentioned two things. She has mentioned a group of people coming together to solve a certain issue, number one. And then she also mentioned and making money out of it. I would like to put making money out of it in the parking lot. Butter. Butter, what is your understanding of social entrepreneurship?
I understand social entrepreneurship. Okay. I understand it in a way of making money and coming up with a skill.
Making money and coming up with
yourself.
a skill. Okay, so she mentioned a skill and making money. So I want to go directly into the definition without wasting any other time. Entrepreneurship itself is acting upon opportunities and ideas and transforming them into value for others. The value created can be financial, cultural, or social. So those who are defining social entrepreneurship as making money, we have seen that entrepreneurship can either be financial, it can be cultural, or it can be social. For social entrepreneurship, we are looking at creating change in society. How do you create change in the society in which you live? This can be through programs that you're doing with your girls or you as a girl guide, but you are creating value for others or changing your ideas into social benefit. And as girl guides, we are inclined, because of our promise, to carry out social entrepreneurship. The making money bit of it is known as financial entrepreneurship. Here you are focused on the business part of it. However, using social entrepreneurship, we can be able to also make money. As you go along, you will realize that some of your projects that are social can be turned into financial enterprises, or you can be carrying out financial entrepreneurship. So as girl guides, I'm going to ask Anne-Christine to recite for us our promise as girl guides.
Thank you, Rita. On my honor, I promise that I'll do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to help other people at all times, and to obey the guide law.
And to obey the guide law. Thank you very much. So you realize that by the virtue of our promise, we are inclined to help other people at all times, if I can highlight on that phrase, helping other people at all times, and that includes the communities in which we live. As girl guides, we are pushed, or we are tasked with creating a better environment for other people to live in. It can be through creating projects that benefit others, and also creating programs that help us to fulfill the needs of our communities. And that is how social entrepreneurship comes in. So as girl guides, we are tasked to carry out projects that are going to become change agents within our communities in which we live. So in simple terms, the definition of social entrepreneurship or social innovation is implementing a new idea that fulfills have problems. I want you to start thinking at the back of your mind, because we come from different communities. What is that social issue in your community, or problem or challenge that you want to change in the community, and you think the change you will bring about will be positive? It could be sanitation, it could be the nutrition of mothers in your area, it could be alcoholism. You might find so many girls are being involved in alcohol drinking. Maybe children are not going to school because they're engaged in drugs. So these are social issues that affect you within your community. So social innovation or entrepreneurship focuses on creating change, positive change in the living conditions of those in need, of people in the community. Social innovation creates a lasting and a sustainable impact. For instance, I'll give you an example. The project that is being carried out in Soroti to reduce alcohol consumption in the communities. It is a funded project, but it is creating social change, because when people stop taking alcohol, then their cost of living, their standards of living are improved, their nutrition is improved, the health of the parents at home is improved, the socioeconomic growth of their communities is improved, because they no longer dwell on spending money on alcohol. They no longer only spend the whole day without eating, but believe in drinking alcohol. So you see that kind of social change that creates, that is a social entrepreneurship project. So social innovation is scalable and has potential to spread to other areas. While you're carrying out a social innovation project or a social entrepreneurship program, do not look at only benefiting people within the area in which you live. Look at what are the end goals, what can the impact be on a larger scale? What other people can I benefit other than the people within my household, other than the people within my community? I will give you a case example. Back in Rakai, we were working with Sarah, who is the DC of Rakai, and one of the schools that we visited there after carrying out this training, one of the schools, Girl Guide units, had a social entrepreneurship program that was focused on improving sanitation in their town council. So what did they do? These girls noticed that their town council did not have enough dustbins, and as a result, so many people in the community were getting sick. So what did they do? These branches that have three, I think, sticks, if I can call them sticks, on each on one pole. They went gathering those and placing them on the side of the sidewalk in their trading center. On each of those branches, they wrapped around a banana fiber. This banana fiber and the stick do not cost any money. So these girls went ahead to label these sticks and say donated by the Girl Guides of Katebo Primary School. I think it was Katebo Primary School. So every evening they would walk to the school, to the town center, to empty these rubbish bins. So one day their town clerk was going through the town, and he noticed that there were so many of these branches by the roadside. So when he stopped, he stopped and asked one of them, "But what are these branches doing?" And they told him, no, they told him the story of how the girls had walked from their school and placed these along the road in order to enable people to throw their rubbish in there. So this gentleman waited for them at the end of the day to see what exactly they were doing. And when he saw what the girls were doing, he felt really challenged that as a leader, he had not thought of providing enough dustbins for his community. But girls in primary school had actually thought about it. So what did he do? The next day, he purchased dustbins for his town council because of what those girls had done. They did not have to go to the streets shouting. They had to come out and become social change agents, and also went ahead and provided and bought them uniforms, a few uniforms for the school to support them in their girl guiding activities. They actually bought them scarves. And this shows the kind of social change or impact these little girls were creating. Social entrepreneurship is not about having a lot of money. We look at the resources that are revolved around us. What is that around you that you can use to create a small project that you can use to create social impact? For example, we have so many girls who cannot go to school because they do not have pads during their periods. However, we can be able to use old materials or cloth to carry out, to make pads that they can be able to use as reusable pads and then go to school. So that's the kind of change that you need to look at. What is readily available to you, and what can you use those available materials to create social change? So under social entrepreneurship, we work with the 5 elements of girl guiding. That is learning in small groups, because we believe working in patrols increases our level of understanding. I'll give you a case example. Today we did a lot of, I asked quite a number of questions, but very few people came out to answer those questions, not because the rest did not know the answers, but because maybe they were shy, maybe they felt the answers were not correct. But as Girl Guides, because we work in small groups, it encourages us to give our opinion. It encourages us to be able to participate. And that is why in social entrepreneurship, it is one of the key areas or core educational methods that we use. That as you're carrying out a project, you will not carry it out alone. You have to carry it out with someone. Then we also work with connecting with others. We believe that for you to start any business, for you to start any project, you need to be able to collaborate with others. I don't know if it is, if I tell a lie by saying that you cannot handle a business alone, you cannot do a business alone. You definitely need to customers who you're going to connect with. You need suppliers who you need to talk to nicely. You need maybe stakeholders who are going to encourage you to carry out this particular business, but you need to be able to connect with other people. The third method that we use while carrying out social entrepreneurship is connecting with my world. You need to know your environment. For example, if you're going to talk about early child marriage as your social entrepreneurship project, in what environment are you talking about it? Are you talking about it in an environment where people are not receptive? Who do you need to talk to? Are you going to go to the bush and just mention your for instance, your findings to people who are not there? Also, connecting with your world means that you understand your environment quite well. You understand the geography of that area. You cannot go sailing water without knowing that there is no passage maybe through the forest you have gone through. You need to know your environment quite well. Then we also work with learning by doing. As you will notice even in this training that however much it is online, we are going to do a lot of practical work. Learning by doing exposes us to understand. Most people understand when they do things practically. So in any business, you really have to be hands-on. In any project, you really have to be hands-on. And then finally, we also work with my path, my pace. We have to acknowledge the fact that not everyone in our group understands at the same pace. Not everyone in our group is able to grab concepts as fast as we can. If Rita can get a concept in 1 year, it doesn't mean Kathy cannot get it in a week. However, we are all members of the same team. So we need to move to accept people despite their different learning abilities. So if you feel that you're going too fast, reduce the pace. If you're working in a program on a program with someone, If you feel that you're going too slow, increase the what? The pace. But you need to give opportunity to each person to understand at the same, at different times. For example, when we are going through maybe Tenderfoot, not all of us can get enrolled at the same time. I might understand the promise in 1 week. It might take patience 2 weeks, but we are all headed towards the same goal. So this is the same as starting up your business or starting up your entrepreneurship project. That we work in a team, but you don't expect me to work at the same pace as someone else. However, we have to have a conducive environment that is welcome to all parties. So now that we know what social entrepreneurship is, and now that we know what social entrepreneurship is, and we know what I believe most of us here are Girl Guides, and if we are not Girl Guides, then forgive me. But now that we know that what Girl Guiding is and what social entrepreneurship is, I'm going to put you in, we are 19 people. I'm going to put you in two patrols. I'm going to put you in two patrols, that is 2 breakout rooms, so that you can decide, you can get the similarities between social entrepreneurship and Girl Guiding. We need the similarities between social entrepreneurship and Girl Guiding, and also identify the characteristics that only belong to entrepreneurship and the characteristics that only belong to guiding. I don't know if we've understood that, but we are looking at similarities between social entrepreneurship and similarities between social entrepreneurship and guiding, and then characteristics of only social entrepreneurship and characteristics of only guiding. In case you've not understood, please raise your hand. Or type a question in the group.
I think we are ready to go to the groups.
Okay, so just give me a second and I will assign you. Okay. I'm going to ask the co-hosts to help me admit people because I'm running the training. So we have just 5 minutes for this. Kindly start joining your rooms. I've sent you. Jackie, please join the room. Jackie and Lydia, I see you've not yet joined. Please join the room as well. Jackie, are you having trouble joining? So are we all back?
Yes, please.
Okay, I will ask Agnes, since you responded, to present on behalf of your group.
Thank you, Rita and members. In our group, we looked at some of the similarities, and we said that in both social entrepreneurship and girl guiding, we work in groups, and we also saw that in both there is teamwork. The other thing which we looked at was that in both we use my path, my pace. Then we also talked about the environment, that in both social entrepreneurship and in girl guiding, that there is love for an environment, studying that environment very well, and seeing how one can easily work or fit with that environment in relation to
I think we lost you.
Both of them have an impact. Are you hearing?
Yes, please.
Are you hearing me? Both of them have an impact on the society, and both of them also end up or arriving at some goals or same goal.
Okay.
And then we saw that some of what is varying from is that whereas in girl guiding, there are some activities which can be done, which may not necessarily bring in money. We saw that in social entrepreneurship, at times, some can bring in money. Thank you so much. My group members can put in more. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't know the name of your group.
It was group 2.
Group 2. All right, group 1. Group 1, if we could have someone from group 1.
Okay, let me say something that I picked from the group. Thank you, Rita. We looked at the similarities, and it says both work as a team and in small groups. Then both are helpful to people, both improve people's lifestyles, both to connect with the world, and to also build confidence in girls. They talk to other people, and then both solve problems in society.
All right. Yes, and the difference? What belongs to guiding and what belongs to social entrepreneurship alone? I think the first group put them together.
That one, someone else can talk.
Okay. Group 1, please. I thought we had discussed this in your meeting. Kristen, who are you within your group so that I call them?
If I remember, there was a Chinese or a Japanese, I don't know.
Okay, Patricia.
there was, I think, Janet. There was Annette, Eunice. The other ones I don't remember. There was Joanne.
Okay, so if any of us could volunteer, please.
I think Kulo. I think someone like a Kulo.
Joanne.
Yes.
Kindly give your
Yes. Sorry,
submission.
I am doing like 3:32. My submission was both of them, they aim at improving both the girls and the women's life, both guiding and the social entrepreneurship.
Mhm. We wanted the difference. You were not attentive, my dear.
Sorry.
Thank you for that. Janet, please.
I submitted that both of them, we connect with the world, and then my path, my pace, and then they are similar in a way that we learn in small groups. So in order to achieve in social entrepreneurship, you have to work in small groups as we do as Girl Guides. That was my submission.
Okay. So my question was, what belongs to social entrepreneurship in your own understanding, and what do you think belongs to guiding? So just to beef up your answers, I see most of them actually are right. And yes, with social entrepreneurship, we have to use teamwork. We work in small groups. They both bring about change and are helpful to people. They build responsibility. You have to be responsible for your actions. For example, in guiding, we teach girls how to be leaders, how to take on responsibility in various spheres of life. We also teach them how to solve problems or overcome challenges. And that is what social entrepreneurship is about. We also aim at improving the lives of people within and outside our communities. I believe that both guiding and social entrepreneurship also bring about skills. You cannot trade or start a business or start up a project without acquiring some skills. You definitely have to acquire some skills. It also breeds about accountability. You are accountable to people, that in case I don't do what I'm supposed to be doing, then my business, my project will go down the drain. And furthermore, it also brings about understanding of your, someone I think mentioned it, understanding of your environment. And of course, you can be able to come out with projects in this regard. However, in guiding, we teach girls. In guiding alone, we teach girls values, isn't it? Because we have values as Girl Guides. As Girl Guides, we know that I'm supposed to help other people at all times. A guide follows and obeys orders. The guide law. So all these are values that are brought about by guiding. While in social entrepreneurship, we also have, here I forgot to add, here we develop leadership or leadership skills, because as a Girl Guide, you're expected to be a leader, to take on the lead. As a business owner, you're supposed to take the lead in your business. So these are some of the similarities and the differences between social entrepreneurship and Girl Guiding. Do we have any questions so far? Okay, if we don't have any questions so far, this will take us to our next bit of the presentation. So we have an activity here that we are going to do again in our groups. I have words here. Sorry. I have words in this first segment and in this second segment. You're going to go back in your groups, and you're going to, I'm going to put you in, I'm going to randomize you in different groups now. You're going to come up with a story using these various words. Are we together? Each of the words in this segment have to be used, and you should come up with a story that does make sense. So I'm going to put you back in your groups. Each of your stories should begin with the word once upon a time. Are we together?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to put you, yes?
Are you giving us these words to see in the group?
Yes, I am going to send them to your group just shortly. Okay. So we are going back to our groups. Come up with a story in less than 3 minutes. In less than what? 3 minutes. So I'm opening the rooms now. Kindly join the rooms. Yes, Jackie, your hand is up. Abalo, Jackie, your hand is up. How can I help you? I have assigned you, kindly look at your screen. I have assigned you a room. Mildred and Eseri, you've also not joined your rooms yet.
What about the Michelle?
Jackie, Florence, I have assigned you rooms. The assignment is already underway.
Okay, good idea.
Mrs. Mackay, also join the room.
Yes, I have.
You're in the room. No, this is the general. This is the general platform.
Online kind of program.
I don't know. I'm in the room. Go to the room, please. We have room
Zoom.
Mildred and Florence, do you have a challenge joining Mrs. Mackay? Please let me know.
Please go to some room.
I already put you in a room.
How do I get to the room?
Okay, you can join
How do I go to the
Check your screen. Have you seen it?
We have Lumbuye, Lumbuye Ngayama, again, take away our name.
What a chair. Zoom meeting in progress. Stop that.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
You find it in they find you in
I have sent the rooms again. Kindly look at your screen, please. Mrs. Makai, have you seen how to join? Florence, are you able to join a room? Jackie, I can see your hand is up. I've assigned you a room. Just keep looking at your screen, please. If you're having challenges, please let me know because I've assigned you rooms. All you have to do is look at your screen or go to more and choose the room that I have assigned you. Jackie? Jackie?